A young boy runs through the streets of a small town being chased by a man dressed as a clown. The boy stumbles upon an abandoned house and hides inside. Years later, the house has been converted into an indoor water park known as the Splash Zone. On the opening day of the park, a group of friends decide to sneak in after hours for a midnight swim. One of the boys, Falcon, discovers a secret passageway which leads him to an underground labyrinth filled with creepy clowns. He finds a clown mask and puts it on, triggering a trap which causes the floor to collapse beneath him. He manages to escape and returns to the water park, but he soon realizes that the presence of the creepy clowns is following him. They begin to stalk him and his friends, both inside and outside of the Splash Zone. The friends try to fight back, but they are no match for the clowns who use their numbers and strength to overpower them. One by one, the clowns capture the friends and take them away. Falcone tries to warn the police, but they do not believe him and think that he is just trying to cover up his own crimes. Just when it seems like all hope is lost, Falcone manages to outsmart the clowns and escape. He confronts the ringleader of the creepy clowns, who turns out to be none other than the man from his childhood nightmare. In a final showdown, Falcone defeats the man in a clown costume, and the creepy clowns are all sent to prison. So here we are at the start of the film, and we see that there is this abandoned house, and this young boy is running from this guy dressed up as a creepy clown. And then he stumbles upon this house, and he hides underneath this bed. So years later now, this house has been converted into an indoor water park known as the Splash Zone. And on the opening day of the park, these four friends decide to sneak in after hours for a midnight swim. So we have got Falcon, we have got Sam, we have got Anna, and then we have got KB. And they all go into the water park. But soon they realize that they are not alone, because there is this creepy clown staring at them. And then they find out that there is an underground passageway leading to an underground labyrinth filled with creepy clowns. So they all go down there and they discover all of these creepy clowns, and they also find this one mask. And so Falcon decides to put the mask on, and then the floor collapses beneath him. He manages to escape and he goes back to the water park. But soon he realizes that the creepy clowns are following him. So then they start to stalk him and his friends both inside and outside of the Splash Zone. And then one of the clowns grabs a hold of KB. So then the others try to fight back, but they are no match for the clowns who use their numbers and strength to overpower them. And then they manage to get KB away. So they go into this car, and then the clowns surround the car, and they start to smash in the windows. So Falcon and the others try to drive off, but the clowns are relentless, and they continue to smash in the windows. So Falcon ends up crashing the car, and then the clowns overpower them and they take them away. The next morning, the police arrive at the scene, and they find Falcon's phone. And when they look through it, they find a picture of one of the clowns. So they ask Falcon's mother if she knows anything about this clown, but she says that she doesn't. And then the police leave, and Falcon's mother tells him that she is going to take him to live with his father for a while until things settle down. So they get into the car and they drive off. But soon, they are followed by one of the clowns. So his mother starts to drive faster, but the clown keeps up with her. And then she crashes the car, and the clown overpowers her. So he takes her away, and Falcon manages to escape. So now Falcon is on foot, and the clown is on the motorcycle trying to run him down. So Falcon jumps over a fence, and he runs into this field. And then he sees this family, and he asks them for help, but they just ignore him. And then he sees this dog, and he thinks it's gonna help him, but really, it just bites him. And then he runs away, and he falls into this pit. And then this guy dressed up as a clown appears, and he tells Falcon that he has been waiting for him. And then he takes him away. So Falcon wakes up tied to this chair, and the man removes his mask and reveals himself to be the guy from Falcon's childhood nightmare. And he explains to Falcon that he has been collecting the souls of children for years, and that Falcon is his most prized possession. And then he starts to remove Falcon's mask. But before he can do that, Falcon manages to break free, and he knocks the man unconscious. So then Falcon takes the man's keys and he escapes. And then he finds Anna and he tells her everything that has happened. And then they go to the police station, but the police do not believe them. And then they go to KB's house, but he is not there. So they go to his bedroom window and they see all of these creepy clowns staring at them. And then one of the clowns throws a knife at Falcon, but he manages to dodge it. So then they run away, and soon they hear gunshots. They go to hide in this abandoned house, and then they find this underground passageway leading to the underground labyrinth. So they decide to go down there and they find a bunch of people trapped in cages. So they go to free them, but the clowns arrive and they start to fight. And then Anna gets captured. So Falcon chases after her, but he is too late. And then he finds this guy dressed as a jester, and he challenges him to a fight. And then the two of them start fighting. And then the jester takes off his mask and reveals himself to be one of Falcon's school bullies. And then Falcon defeats him. And then he finds Anna, and he tells her that they need to destroy the masks, because that is what gives the clowns their power. So they go back to the labyrinth, and they find all of these masks, and they start smashing them. And then the clowns arrive and they start attacking Falcon. But for some reason, they are all defeated by this one janitor. And then Falcon and the others escape. And then they all go to sleep at the abandoned house. And they wake up and they find this note from the janitor, thanking them for destroying the masks. And then Falcon's mother arrives and she is so happy to see him. And then they all go to the police station and they tell the police everything that has happened. And this time the police actually believe them. And then they all go to the water park to confront the man dressed as a clown. But when they arrive, they find out that he has taken his own life. And then they arrest all of the remaining clowns. And the film ends with Falcon and his mother embracing. I am going to do my best to keep this short and sweet. The acting's not amazing, but the story is pretty good. It's fast-paced, and it will keep you interested. The special effects are pretty good for a low-budget film, and I thought the ending was pretty satisfying. I would recommend this film to anyone who enjoys slasher films or films about creepy clowns.